What's up, y'all, and welcome back to La Chocolatte About That. In today's episode, I'm talking about the one and only House of Coco, where I found my voice and I started to feel seen in Horizon Worlds. So stay tuned. You might just catch yourself in this one. Let's get into it. Alright, y'all. So, this is the humble beginnings of the House of Coco. It was originally supposed to be called something else. I think it was the House of Chocolate or something like that. But I really didn't want to just put my name into it. You know what I mean? I wanted to give it a different vibe. So off rip, as you already know, if you know this world, you know that you are supposed to be on a big ass spoon. And listen, it was given what it was supposed to give at that time. All right, just bear with me. So, the House of Coco was literally supposed to be a safe haven for people who wanted to sing. I hadn't seen a lot of karaoke worlds at that time, and unlike VR chat, you couldn't just put karaoke in and find random people at any given time in a world like singing. So I noticed that at this time, which was early 2022, I believe, you could like drop into a studio and see people at any given time on the mic, and it was so masculine and loud, and just it was rap, you know what I mean? But I couldn't find the softer things that I was kind of looking for in Horizon at that time. So I was like, you know what, a lot of people, there's a lot of singers here. I know there is because I've run into them before. So why don't I, take my approach on it? So I did what I did best. I opened up a world and I stood there blankly because I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. But I took it upon myself to start putting stars in the sky. First off, it was called Horizon. So I wanted to give it something on the horizon to look for. This place was built for singers, people who did spoken word, and who just wanted to release themselves and not be so heavy in a world of rap, you know? And nobody really know me, or should I say knew me, I'm sorry, at that time at all. So I was like, fuck it. Nobody's ever going to see this world, so let's just make it look like whatever. So, like, eventually, people started to pour in, and it would go from like one day it'd be one person in there, and then eventually they would come with a friend, and then oh, look at Kimmy, look at Tech, shout out to y'all, early OGs for the House of Coco, and plenty more that are not here. But it just took on a life of its own. People really started to show up. It would be full houses, like packed in there at times, and it just blew my mind. And at that moment, I just knew I had to take the House of Coco full send. But that shit looked so blocky. I needed to basically upgrade. Well, but first I had to get rid of them damn marshmallows out the sky. Like, some people caught on to what they were, but welcome skyboxes. Okay, so now initially the upgrade to the House of Coco. I really didn't want to change much about it. Trimesh wasn't here yet, so I hadn't gone into making things so super realistic yet, but just an upgrade of it. This ended up becoming the finalized version of it. I kept the spoon. Shit was pretty much the same. However, I did want to bring more color and pop it to light. I kept the sign all the same so it could be recognizable to the people who were here from the beginning of the House of Coco. So I added stairs, obviously. The hot chocolate was still there on the floor. Yeah, splash. You know what I mean? So you just walked through and everything was pretty much the same, but I kind of just started to give people more of a setting, like a sitting setting of where they were. Made it more comfortable. If they didn't want to sing and it was just like a vibe, they would, play music or whatever. And the House of Coco had a nice good run. Like it had a nice run. It really did.
And being, one of the beginning worlds of mine, of course, the details and all that stuff wasn't there just yet, as I was still figuring out how to navigate and express myself and use the tools that were given to me through Horizon, to, I guess, well, express myself and show bits and pieces of me. This world held so, it still will and forever hold my memories of the beginnings of Horizon for me. I will remember coming in here and sitting up on this balcony or below and just watching it be filled with people. And the capacity was at 32. We had to do the whole little glitch, you know what I mean, to get more people in, because this little bit of stuff in here was consider overcapacity. So, we had to we made it work. We made it work. A little Easter egg, which you'll see later in this series that I'm making, of what I brought to Horizon World and how Horizon World shaped me, into who I was in this app. You'll see a lot of Easter eggs along the way. So that's one of them right there. As you can see, if you can see, it says the acoustic wood, and we'll get into that later. But I started to learn that I wanted to give people what I call magic. Horizon World was always magic to me. Being able to virtually see something come to life that, you know what I mean, like you brought or you did, it did something special to me mentally. And I just wanted to make sure that I incorporated how Horizon had me feeling. This was a judgment free world, even though there have been fights. They done been arguing in here. If we could have physically touched each other, somebody would have got their asses tore up in here quite a few times. So, like I said, this place holds and will always hold so many memories. Another Easter egg of this world, a lot of people still probably don't know to this day, is in between those two flowers. You could come up here, and you could bring that microphone if you didn't want all eyes on you while you were singing and you're quite shy. Even in the headset, you could come up here and hide behind this large guitar, which I play in real life, and you could sing your heart out and you wouldn't have to be in the eye. However, you could still express yourself. So, yeah. This place definitely was allowing me to incorporate how I felt around people, and just opening up to who I was in here. So remember that place that I pointed to up there that said acoustic wood and had that guitar at the bottom? It was for you to get an aerial view of where you are. And that's one thing I've always loved, is being able to give people the idea of being somewhere but nowhere but everywhere at the same time. And that stuck with me through my entire journey of Horizon Worlds. And as you'll be able to see, as I go, further in my creations in Horizon, you'll get to see how all of that development worked its way into who I was as a creator. But it still held its same motion. Basically, people would come here, they would do spoken word.
Fish out your beauty and drown out all of your imperfection. Shit like a movie, but I'm the actor and you directing. How the fuck I defend myself the weapon? She like, I need to stop running. I'm like, I need a second. All this fucking pressure up on me, you leave a big impression. Yeah, that's what I
Nice.
got so
Spoken word.
far.
They would do their own music. They would do covers. Um, it pretty much did everything I needed it to do still.
You're the one who's gonna lose something so special, something so real. Tell me, boy, how in the fuck should you feel? You couldn't get me
You
back.
heard that fuck right. She felt that fuck.
That I wish that I could do to you. You.
Hey, girl.
To you.
Still, I just made some color tweaks, and no longer had the floating marshmallows in the air, but an actual sky dome with stars in it. Yeah. So stay with me, as this will be quite the series of who I became and who I developed into becoming a developer, a game developer, or a space developer in Horizon Worlds before they snatched it up from us, as they will be doing soon. So walk with me on my journey to see the makings of La Chocolatte.
And maybe I'm dumb for making you smile. I don't know, but I will in a while.
That's why her
We
hand's
passed
not
the
on the microphone,
graveyard and
because she's
held
playing the
our
guitar, y'all.
breath.
I'm
We
recording.
better
I'm not
kiss
talking
before
to
getting
you.
closer to
Sorry.
death. Don't wanna miss you, but I know you're in my head. You're all in my head.
Be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin.
My homie don't play that, and I sing rap and bachata, 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 bachata.
Oh my God. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like Avatar 2, right? I think so.
And finally, this brings this episode to a close, but I just wanted to say this is literally where I think the beginning of La Chocolate started. I don't think my name had really rung bells in Horizon yet, but this is where people started to find out who I was, not just by ear, but by sight. And they got to see the stuff that I was actually trying to do within the app and what direction I wanted to go, as a creator in here. Fuck. 4 years. 4 years. You would think I would know to not do that. I know that there are multiple ways to record videos and do stuff like this, but for me, this seems like the most authentic because it is just showing you everything of how we made things work, down to how we recorded our videos, down to how we pretty much promoted ourselves within the app.
Yeah, please forgive the way I sound right here. That sinus infection was whooping my ass.
I just want to do it that way. So I hope you are enjoying this. And I hope to see you again in my next episode. Remember, all of my episodes will drop every single Friday on YouTube with snippets of them on TikTok. And if you're not following me, my name is the same everywhere. And I'm going to end this with I love you as long as you love me back. And I'll see you next episode.